It's time to pull back the curtain and dive into the film room with two former NFL offensive linemen, Jeremiah Sirles and Alex Boone. I'm Phil Mackey, representing the fan perspective here. What the hell is happening in Buffalo? Jeremiah, you're a former Bill, member of Bill's Mafia. You've jumped through a table before. They just fired Ken Dorsey. Like, what are we doing?
They're so broken. They're just so broken, and it's so frustrating. But it also is a little bit writing on the wall. You pay your quarterback all this money, the pressure to win just gets that much higher and that much harder, and everyone gets sucked into the vacuum of the pressure cooker, man. From the janitorial staff to the highest paid quarterback and everyone in between.
Dude, they fired their head janitor too. I'm not sure if that made the headlines.
They fired the head custodian.
Gone. Yeah,
you're out of here.
Ken,
get your ass out of here.
Bob, get your ass out of here.
But you've seen this as the trend a little bit with teams that pay their quarterbacks this high-profile money and this mega contract. Like, it kind of sucks the fun out of football. It's all pressure on winning now. And you're starting to see that a little bit with the Buffalo Bills, specifically on their offense, where Josh is trying to do too much because things aren't going well. He's trying to force balls where he couldn't. The run game is still a little bit lack of existence. And the inconsistency in which they're productive is really the thing that's driving them into the ground right now. And a lot of it has to do with just it's all on 17's shoulders, unfortunately, good, bad, or ugly, because the run game has just not been there this year.
Yeah. And I agree. And I think that one of the things is, remember a couple years ago when they were playing in the playoffs and he made a couple poor decisions and they ended up losing and everyone was like, well, you know what? At least he's young. He's learning. I still see those same decisions being made and you're like, dude, the entire team is leaning on you. And yes, we understand guys on defense are hurt. Milano, you're missing pieces. We get it. But at the same time, you have phenomenal pieces around you and you're just making bad decisions like Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Cook in the backfield at times. Like, this is one of those things where you're like, dude, they have so much faith in you and they're leaning on you to start dialing it in. This is where you start to become precise. Your accuracy, everything about you, your ability to win in clutch moments. This is where you earn your leadership. And when you're sitting 5-5 and the OC's been fired, a lot of people are going to look at you, like Jay said, and be like, dude, Ken didn't throw those fucking interceptions. Now we got this dude fired. Now we got a new dude coming in here and everything's going to get all flip-flopped around. We got fights breaking out on the outside. We got opposing teams coming in because their bloodlines are pissed off. Like, dude, this thing becomes a mess, and the only person that can really solve it is 17. Josh Allen needs to step up there and be like, you know what? You're right. I fucked up. I made some bad decisions, but going forward, we're going to put our best foot forward. We need to make a run. We're not out of it. We can go into this playoff hunt perfectly fine. This is about the time where teams starting to get hot. I'm not saying in October is big. I'm saying November and December. And Jeremiah knows exactly what I'm talking about. This is when the coaches come in and go, boom, it's over. First half is over. We look like shit. We're 5-5. We're in the hunt. We need to turn it around right now. We need to find a way to go 8-0 or 9-0 out of here. We need to do something to get this spark going. And maybe firing Ken is the spark. I don't know. At the same time, you hate to see a guy like that lose his job over something like this just because of what's going to be said and going forward with his career. But at the same time, if the Bills really are for real, their offense needs to turn it around.
Yeah, well, let's look at some of this here, boys. Let's
go, baby.
And like, I know you guys think stats are stupid.
Stats are stupid.
Stat nerds. But this is what I can't wrap my head around. The Bills, after that loss, so they're third in the NFL in yards per play on offense. They're eighth in scoring offense. Top 3 in red zone percentage. Top 3 in third down conversions. Second best point differential in the AFC. Like, by the way, they also averaged like 7.5 yards per carry on the ground in that game on Monday. You put all that in a stew, and out comes a 5-5 record and a fired offensive coordinator. And so we're going to look under the hood here at some of the bad stuff from Monday night, and I want your player perspective on, like, what are the conversations probably like now, looking back at how they lost this game against the Broncos.
Let's do it.
Let's break it down.
Play number one.
First play of the game.
First play of the game.
I'll tell you what could have went better here. Hang on to the ball.
All right, here we go, boys. Let's go. Let's get off to a fast start.
Hey,
all right.
I love it. Pitch and catch. We get it out to the running back, make a play. Just hold on to the damn ball, dude. Like, this is not how you want to start the game. Jay, I don't know if you've ever started the game with a fumble. I've started them with interceptions, fumbles. It's hard to recover. I will say this. You're at home, and you have a defense that went out and I believe stopped him after this and held him to a field goal, right? If I'm almost positive.
Yes.
They held him to a field goal. So you're not too bad out of this. But at the same time, I like the play structure. I like how we get to this empty formation. We're going to change it up. Look at the middle linebackers over there. Like, dude, what, hold up. Everybody hold up. Here we go. What's going on? Quick throw right now. Get the ball out of your hands. I love it. Let your playmakers make plays.
This is also where I'd like to see if the Bills are going to get back on track. Josh Allen's got to use his legs more. Right? He has not had the called runs, called rushes like he's had here. Like, this is a play. If this is 2 years ago, like, go back to the box count, right? You look at the box count, like, before it gets to the fumble. Like, it's a 5-man box. Like, everyone's singled up here. Like, I would love to see Josh check to a little bit quarterback run here to the right, do something to get his legs going. Like, that's where he's dangerous. That's where he can really make guys, show his athleticism. Like, this is a good QB run box. But at the end of the day, it's a great play design. It's a great way to let the defense spread him out. And you get the ball in his hands here. But you can almost see kind of the deflation in Dalton Kincaid. And, like, here's my guy, the tight ends coach, running up here going, ball,
Yeah.
right? Like, ball, right? Like, his headset falls
guy.
off. Like, he's just going, like, and everyone on the sideline from that moment on, there's a panic. There's a panic of, here we go again. Oh, my gosh, how is this happening? And now it's all you can think about, right? James Cook actually historically since he fumbled on his first carry ever in the NFL, I think he would say, whose fault? What are we doing here? But, Josh.
This one here was...
Here we go, cover one, baby.
So the next drive, we're 2.5 minutes into the game, and so let's try again, down 3-0. This one actually was ruled out of bounds, and I believe there was a holding penalty here. Right there, you see it.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Osiris Torrance, rookie out of Florida. But again, this is go to the wide copy for me, Mac.
Yeah.
So again, this is Josh just trying to force something that's not there, right? Like, so this is Josh's, he gets pressured out of the pocket, so he drops, right? So he rolls out. But as he's rolling out, he's got to keep his eyes to where these defenders are going, right? He loses 49 completely in this.
I think that's Singleton, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. Like, he just loses him, right? He doesn't see him, which is something where Josh has got to, as he's rolling, he's got to be looking at where the guys are coming from instead of where his receivers are. It's something I think C.J. Stroud does a great job of, but it's just something Josh at times when he gets out here and he's thinking, I got the arm strength, I can put this ball anywhere I want it, he's losing sight of the backside pursuit here, right? Like, this is a fantastic play by Singleton, and Kincaid's been an emerging tight end for them. He's going to be a superstar in this league. But, like, Josh never sees him, or he just has so much confidence that he thinks he can beat him with the ball.
There's some Brett Favre there, man. Like, there's a little bit of...
There's a little bit of, like, I'll zip that there before he can even get there type of thing, and it's just not happening.
It's one of those things where we've talked about it, too. Like, if a quarterback's going to risk stuff, at times you have to live with it. But when it becomes reckless, you're like, hey, man, listen. Like, a play like that, you have to see that the middle linebacker has dropped. You have to see that he's there. Like, you can't just keep throwing the ball away like that, because that seems how this season has been going so far. This
is brutal, man.
This one's not as much on. I think this goes right off of who was that? Gabe Davis's hands.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. That's a catch. That's a great throw. Like, that's a Josh Allen threading the needle between two linebackers, putting it right where it needs to be. But this goes back to, why are the Bills broken? These plays are happening more than they're not. Right? They're having 4 or 5 of these a game. And when you have bad plays like this, and Boone, you've been a part of teams when things aren't going well, and like the reels are coming off with either turnovers or interceptions or broken plays, like, it almost becomes where it's all you can think about, and you start to almost obsess over it. Of like, okay, I have to make sure we do everything right because we can't afford another one of these turnovers, or I have to make sure that I'm running this route, and you'd be like, oh shoot, I forgot to catch the ball. Right. Like, the simple things that just become an everyday occurrence that you're just so used to can, like, holding on to the football. I do it all the time, but, like, man, there's so much other crap going on our offense. I forget about the most simple fundamental piece. And then when that's all you talk about, hey, hold on to the football. You can almost manifest turnovers. Like, it's weird. It's a weird dynamic that happens in a player's mind where you try and not think about it as much as humanly possible, but it's always there, and it's always a little voice, and it's always talking to you, and you're just thinking about it so much that you put so much hyper focus on it that you don't see the linebacker coming. You don't feel that guy coming from behind you to punch the ball out. Like, you lose sight of the big picture when you become so hyper focused on, like, ball security type issues.
Yeah,
Agreed.
We'll go. We got. I know Bills fans. This is
pain.
Tough to watch.
This is
We're
pain.
in pain too, dude. Like, look, it's 12
demons.
to 8. It's 12 to 8. Are we playing a basketball game? Oh my god!
Why is it 12 to 8?
I don't
it's
know.
Ridiculous. Because the Broncos just kick field goals and the. I don't. I mean, like again, I'm just an idiot here, but like. I haven't seen anything that would suggest, firing the offensive coordinator is going to fix some of these things.
If anything, these guys are just trying too hard, it seems like, too. Like, they're trying too much and too hard.
Yeah. So maybe that's part. Maybe is the scheme preventing them from getting, dude, like, I'm a Vikings guy. Kevin O'Connell's creating easy throws for Josh Dobbs with his scheme, right? Like, are there not easy throws in the scheme? And
you
so he's
saw the
forcing
first
stuff?
play. It was a 1-2-3 throw ball.
Yeah, I mean, a lot
fumbled
of the
it.
ones. But now Josh is rattled a little bit, right? His confidence is a little shaky here, and he's thinking, okay, I got to go try and make something happen here. Before half, right? Broncos
Doesn't help
scored.
to pressure on the left. I mean,
Right.
not to say that Deion Dawkins isn't one of the best in the league, but when you have pressure like this and you throw a ball, you're going to leave a little bit, and that's a problem. And once again, like Jay said, trying too much. I got to go out here and make a play. I got to do something instead of
First
going.
of all, can we highlight how athletic this is by Deion Dawkins? I know it's not great technique, but the ability
awesome.
to like get here, feel the spin, and then put your foot in the ground and spin
It's great.
back out, and still not allow him to hit your quarterback. Like this, Deion is one of the pound for pound most athletic human beings I've ever been around in my entire life. Like he is an unbelievable athlete at his size. Right, for him to do that and to still be able to go in there, and it doesn't even move Josh off his spot.
Sorry, there we go.
But this is just Josh. This is Josh trying to. This is just a bad ball, right? This ball is either late. Go back to the wide. Like this ball either has to be thrown right away when he gets into the hole, right? Like this ball has to be thrown right now, as he's breaking, right? But he's late, right? He's breaking. Like this ball should already.
He's already jumping it too.
Right. This ball should be flying out over the top of this linebacker's head right now. But he throws late here, and it just allows him to come underneath, and that's just a timing issue with Josh and the receiver. And if you see it down at the bottom, you can see this is the frustration with Diggs right at the end of the wide copy. Look at Diggs down here, right? Diggs breaks on his out cut here. He's thinking he should get the ball. Watches the interception gets caught. You can just see him just so upset.
Yeah.
Right? Like you know Diggs is upset. Like this is where the frustrations really start to come out.
Yeah, I'll pull this down here. You guys,
even the greatest teammates, frustration starts to boil over.
Agreed.
Like it just really does, and you're seeing it with the Bills right now.
You can't help it, dude. You're out there playing a physical game, and at the same time, you're like, all right, calm down. Like, we're trying to get you the ball. Or maybe they're not, and maybe that's why he's so flustered. Maybe he knows something that we don't, but at the same time, this friction is never good for a team. Oh, here we go, 15-8.
So it's 15-8. You just saw that play there, but it's 4th and 3 here. It's the third quarter. They're near midfield. They feel like, hey, this is a spot where we should go for it, get a little juice. So just, I don't know, your thoughts on the play call, the execution.
Cover one. He needs to hit Diggs right now. Like this number one read is Diggs coming over the middle for a first down, right? You go back to when they're running this crosser route here. Like Diggs is coming crossing from right to left. Right, so they motion over to 3-by-1. They run off the backside. Like Gabe Davis is supposed to be running a pick here. This guy does a nice job falling over the top of it, and they do a nice job of kind of passing this off. But Diggs is open for first down right there, right?
Yeah.
With Josh Allen's arm strength, he needs to just laser it into Diggs, but instead he tries to go out and do too much here. And again, I think this is him trying to understand like it's fourth down. Like instead of getting the first down, he's trying to make a play.
Go back.
Right? And I get he's got a little pressure to him here, but I think
that's
even,
what gets him off his spot.
he gets him off his spot. But even then, like I've seen Josh make this throw with a guy draped around him when he can just dial it straight into Diggs, and Diggs is going to fall down for the first down. But Spencer Brown gives up the short corner. But like,
see, he's running before he can even throw that ball. And right now, I'm hitting number 10 if I'm Josh Allen.
Yeah, 10 was there, right?
I'm hitting
It's easy
10
for
for
me to
something.
say, but
I mean,
or you just run it.
Right.
That's another
the
piece where,
ultimate
like,
thing.
for
Just
me, it's
run.
like, Josh, if you get flustered like this, right, like, as soon as you have to break out of the pocket, if Diggs is not there and you're not going to give it to him, and you get flushed out of the pocket, go. Right? Like, right here, outrun this dude and just try and go get 3 yards. Like, I don't know if he doesn't think he can or not, but I watched this game live and I was like, man, I thought he could have at least tried to go there. But even then, he's made those throws before, but you throw a few interceptions, your confidence gets a little shaky, you're not dialing those things in there like you usually are.
Here, I'll go back and get the situation here for you guys.
This is so bad.
So it's 15-15 toward the end of the third quarter. This is a first down midfield. We're driving. Okay. Let's go take a lead.
This one is 110% on Josh Allen.
Yeah.
You look at, they showed it on TV and he knows it.
He even
if you pause it right when he's trying to hand it off, Mac.
Let's go slow-mo for you guys.
But yeah, pause it right as he's trying to hand it off. Like, oh shoot, the goalpost.
The goalpost is in the way. Yeah.
But
they showed it on TV.
He never actually catches the snap. He's kind of bobbling it the whole way, and he's dropping it as he's going to hand it to Cook here. Right, and Cook is the one that got persecuted for this. They were murdering him about it.
Yeah,
but in reality,
this
is Josh's fault. Josh knows it right there. And if you look again, this is going to be a pretty good play. Again, going back to why is Dorsey the one that has to fall on the sword for this? This is pretty well blocked up front. You know, you see it. Guys reached right there. Cook gets this ball. He's cutting right off of Osiris Torrance or maybe even behind McGovern here. And pushing it up the field, right? Like, that's a good, well-blocked run play. And this is going to be a good, solid chunk game. Like you said, Cook had a good night. But when Josh is just panicking and trying to do a little too much and he just dropped the ball before handing it to him, I don't know how you can blame Dorsey for that.
I don't either. And I'll be honest with you, Mackie, the more that you watch this film, the more it looks like the Vikings early on in the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always
fluky.
just
it's very fluky. Yeah.
You're one thing away. Like, you're always like, it's one guy. One guy is kind of messing it up here and there. Like the fumble, there's a pressure on one. Like, it's always just one little thing. And you're like, Jay's right. The more that you start playing games like that, the more the coaches bring it up. And they're like, guys, we're so close. We're so close. If we can just hold on the ball. And you're right. They're just manifesting so many problems and so many issues here. And it's maddening at times.
Yeah, I threw this one in here too because it's another.
I think they fooled Josh here.
It's a third down here. It's a big third down. You're trying to make something happen.
Like, I think they fooled Josh here. You know, you see when they're all up there. Like, I think he thinks this is going to be a big man coverage play here. Like, they're sending the house, they're blitzing, so he's going to get to his one-on-one read on the outside. Right, so right there, he's probably looking okay. And I don't know if the left tackle misses the memo here or if this was supposed to do, but I think the left tackle is supposed to kick out. He doesn't, which then makes the guard have to actually molly back behind him. So the first one that's getting hit is the running back on that
Latavius.
guy. Latavius, he's a great pass protector, but that requires Josh. Josh is now worried about the rush instead of worrying about what the coverage is. Right, and then he finds that ball over there and he's throwing it off his back foot instead of being able to walk up in the pocket, re-identify what the coverage is, and then come back. Right, like right here, he would like to be able to figure out where to go because that's really one receiver over there. His only answer is over there, and now he's throwing off his front foot, but he doesn't really get a ton into it, and that's just a one receiver route over to his left side there.
3 white jerseys.
It's clunky.
They're broken. The Bills are just broken right now. And it's unfortunate for them. I think they have every reason to be able to fix it. Sean McDermott, I have a lot of respect for. Brandon Beane, the GM, I have a lot of respect for. You know, I've been with those dudes. They're going to be able to galvanize. The hard part is the Buffalo media is harsh. Rightfully so. They deserve to be harsh to this team. But it's also, I feel like they're all kind of thinking our Super Bowl window is slowly closing when it seemed so close just even 18 months ago.
Yeah. Yep, it's they've got their schedule too is just brutal the rest of the way. So they got to figure some stuff out. So hey, Bills fans, I don't know if that was therapeutic.
Group therapy.
We're here for you.
There for you.
We got you.
Got a member of Bills Mafia and Jeremiah Sirles. If you guys could, maybe you're stumbling into the O-line committee for the first time, click that like button and the subscribe button if you enjoy these film breakdowns. Help us grow this channel.
What if they're not doing well because they haven't broken enough tables?
Dude.
This
Do
is
your
a call
job,
to break.
Bills Mafia.
Dude, maybe that's
more
what it is.
tables broken.
More
I haven't seen enough
tables.
videos this year of people going through tables. That's what it is.
I agree. Haven't seen enough flames.
It's kind of flamed
Let's
out. Just
make it
gonna be honest.
happen. So thanks for hanging out with us here. Another film breakdown on the O-line committee.